guys, how's it going? Stoud Man coming back at you once again, and today we're going to talk about some more Blu-rays. But first I gotta apologize for a couple of things. First off, you're hearing immediately, no doubt, the fans. You're hearing the background noise of the fans because it was like 90 something degrees today. It's like the hottest day of the year, hottest day in August. And we don't have an air conditioner, so yes, you're hearing fans right now, and no, I'm not turning them off. I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Second of all, the second thing I want to apologize for is last week I didn't really do any videos like pickups or anything like that, anything movie or geek related other than video games. I just did a bunch of video game stuff. So, yeah, I can understand that there weren't as many views, and I can also understand that there probably weren't as many people who are happy about that. But I'm glad to see that like my subscriber numbers didn't drop off because of it. But I will say, like, yeah, I wanted to do something last week, but none of my stuff was in yet. Now all of it is in. I think almost all of it, at least, if not every last bit of it. So I have plenty of stuff to talk about for the next 2 weeks. So no worries, guys. Got you covered. I just kind of went crazy in the past few weeks, picking things up here and there. So yeah, this should be an interesting couple of weeks of videos. So for this video, as you can tell from the title, I'm going to talk about some Disney Blu-rays that I picked up. Yes, you may or may not be aware there is something called the Disney Movie Club, and I've never been too much of a fan of movie clubs myself. You know, they had the Columbia House thing back in the day where they would send you a movie without you asking, or if you didn't respond in time, they would send you one that you didn't necessarily want. And you had to pay pretty much full price for them, but the deal was, of course, that you got a certain amount of movies for free just for signing up, or if not for free, it was like for a penny or $1 each or something like that. Disney Movie Club is very much the same kind of thing, except for one difference. They actually have items on there that you cannot find anywhere else. They are Disney Movie Club exclusives. They have movies on there you will not find anywhere else. Some of them you won't find anywhere else on Blu-ray. Some of them you won't find anywhere else, period. So, although I didn't get any of those in my signing up membership, I did want to pick up a whole bunch of movies, bolster my Disney movie collection, so to speak. And this is a really, really good deal, really good way to do that, actually, because when you boil it all down, when you do all the math, you're actually paying about 10, maybe 11 bucks per Blu-ray, and then that's all you have to buy, and you're golden. The current deal, they always change the deal up. I'll make sure to explain that, but every few months they change the deal up. But typically it's something like what we have going right now, which is that you get 5 movies for $1 a piece, and then the second movie is $9.99, or the 6th movie, if you want to get it, is $9.99. The 7th movie is $14.99, and then you only have to buy 3 more movies over the period of 2 years at the Disney Movie Club prices, which are between 25 and 30 bucks each. And you're golden. You don't have to buy anything else after that. So what I did is I took advantage of the first 7, which is you pay a total out of pocket. I paid $30 for them to send me the 7 Blu-rays. All right, and then I pre-ordered one title that counts towards the offer, and then just decided to pick one up that also counts towards the offer that is currently available. So those came to about 50 bucks, I think 50 bucks. So total for the for the 9 movies that I'm going to be getting from this deal so far, I've paid $80 total. That means that I only have to buy one more movie. I'm only on the line for 10 movies in this, and then I don't have to buy anything else from them if I don't want to, which sometimes they actually have some pretty good deals on there. But if I don't want to buy anything else on there, I don't need to. So I've paid $80 out of pocket right now for 9 movies, right? 9 movies. And then the last movie is going to cost between $25 and $30, maybe even less. That's like $105, $110 for 10 movies, which is between $10 and $11 per title. So really, you're not actually paying that much. You're actually paying a lot less than you would typically for a Disney Blu-ray, which is why I decided to do this, because, you know, it's a pretty good deal. So even if I don't end up buying anything else through Disney Movie Club, which may or may not happen, I'm not quite sure yet, but even if I don't decide to buy anything else through there, if they don't have any deals that really strike my fancy, I still made out of this with essentially going to make out of this with 10 Disney movies on Blu-ray for about $10, $11 each. So, I mean, it's not bad. It's a pretty good deal, you know. So anyways, why don't I just start talking about what I picked up. I took this opportunity to pick up a lot of Studio Ghibli titles that I've been wanting to pick up over the years, so I went ahead and decided to finally pick up My Neighbor Totoro here. I love this movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember watching it as part of the whole thing that they had on TCM, I think it was. It was either TCM or something else. But they had John Lasseter, I believe. John Lasseter on to have like a special event where they played a whole bunch of Miyazaki movies for like, I can't remember exactly how they did it. I feel like it was they just played Miyazaki movies for like a week, but maybe it was just like, I think how they did it was that they had one day out of every week where they were playing Miyazaki movies all day, and then that was for a month or something like that. If you go online right now on YouTube here, you can actually find some of the interviews that they did with John Lasseter talking about Hayao Miyazaki for this special. And this is the special that really introduced me in a lot of ways to Hayao Miyazaki, because I had seen, what was it? Princess Mononoke. I had seen Princess Mononoke, but that was only because my brother had introduced me to it, right? I didn't really know who Hayao Miyazaki was until I saw this special on TCM, and they start playing these Hayao Miyazaki Studio Ghibli movies. And what was really cool about it is that they played the American version of the movie, and then they would play the original Japanese version. So you got to see it from both perspectives, hearing both of the intonations from the voices and whatnot. And, you know, it was just really cool. And hearing the different music as well. But yeah, it was really cool. I really enjoyed that special, and introduced me to movies like this, My Neighbor Totoro, which absolutely love this movie. Very good movie. Just haven't seen it in a long time and needed to have it in my collection. Speaking of Ghibli movies, this is actually a newer one that I went to see in theaters when it first came out. Secret World of Arrietty. This is actually a really cool thing. It reminds me of The Littles. I think it's in fact based on that. But yeah, it's a pretty damn cool movie. I really enjoyed it quite a lot. It reminded me not just of The Littles, but also of like, not Wreck-It Ralph, the Ralph Mouse dude on a motorcycle. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what that is though. But that's what it reminded me of. Anyways, I decided to pick up, this was the big one, honestly. This was the big one for me. Spirited Away, because This one you just can't find for a very good price right now, and probably ever, because it's so fucking popular and sells so well that they have no reason to drop the price on it. So literally just like constantly between 15 and 25 bucks. So yeah, very, very happy to pick this up for what is essentially a 10 spot, 10, 11 bucks, something like that. Very happy indeed. Because this is a really good movie. Obviously, it's popular for a reason. But what I don't understand is why people like this a lot better than Princess Mononoke. Personally, I think Princess Mononoke is my favorite Miyazaki movie, even over Spirited Away. I love Spirited Away. I just don't think it's as good as Princess Mononoke. And then, last but not least, the last Miyazaki movie I decided to get was The Wind Rises. I actually have not seen this yet, but I have seen the movie, the documentary about Hayao Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli, and after seeing that documentary, it made me really want to watch this, just to kind of understand him a little bit better, you know? So yeah, The Wind Rises, I've heard of so many good things about it. Saw the guy working on it in the documentary. I mean, I gotta see it, you know? I gotta see it. So, nice to be able to pick that up during this Disney Movie Club thing. And then next up, I got Toy Story 2. I already have Toy Story 1. To be specific, my mom has Toy Story 1. So yeah, it's nice to have Toy Story 2. I haven't seen this one in a long time. So yeah, good to have that in the collection. Next up, that by the way was the only one that came with the slipcover. Toy Story 3 here. I didn't know what versions I was going to receive, so yeah, I guess it's this. How many different printings of this have they done? I don't know. But yeah, Toy Story 3. Very happy to have this in my collection as well. I haven't seen this since the theater, so yeah, be nice to check that again. Check that out again. And then finally, this one is a part of the Disney Movie Club choices that you can make, but it is not something you would recognize easily as a Disney movie, because it's actually, I think, released technically by Touchstone. Yeah, it's Touchstone's. But Disney owns Touchstone, and they do a lot of Touchstone releases, and this is one of those releases. Father of the Bride and Father of the Bride Part 2. So I remember watching these when I was a kid. They were actually one of my first introductions to Steve Martin. One of the things I saw him most frequently in. So when I was able to watch things like The Jerk and whatnot afterward, and even watch his comedy specials after this and see where he came from and all that, and just, you know, this has memories for me. It may not be the greatest pair of movies. It may be a fairly cheesy rom-com pair of movies, but I think that it's actually quite memorable, and they're quite good as well. I mean, I don't think they're fantastic, but I think they're pretty good, and I wanted to have them in my collection. But the problem is that this double pack has not dropped below like 17 or 18 bucks, which I know you're getting 2 movies, but I just didn't want to pay that much for movies that I don't consider necessarily to be very excellent. I mean, they're good. They're like 6 or 7 out of 10. But they're not like the kind of movie that you want to pay 10 bucks a piece for. So $5 a piece, essentially. Not bad. I will do that. Hell yeah. Glad to have that in my collection as well. And then finally, this is the one that I decided to pick up to count toward my obligation to buy 10 movies. This one was $24.99 on there, and I know it's gone for less on Amazon and stuff like that. I think it went down to like $17.99 or $19.99 or something like that recently. But I wanted to pick it up simply because I had to do it for the obligation, and technically that means I'm paying like $10 for it. But also because I really wanted to see it because I'd heard so many good things. And, well, I did actually watch this last night. Zootopia. I finally picked up Zootopia, and I absolutely loved it. This movie is fantastic. It's for millennials, all right? This was made for millennials, because millennials all the time are hearing people telling them, stop chasing your dreams. After they grew up having been told, well, you gotta go for your dream. Like, that's all we were ever told growing up is dream big, go for your dream. And now you're telling us that we can't achieve that and we should stop trying to. Fuck off. That's what this movie says. Fuck off. I'll do what I fucking want. You can't stop me. I'm gonna keep going until I get there. And yeah, that's kind of what this movie's all about in a lot of ways. And it's funny and it's meta and there's so many brilliant commentaries, or just social commentary moments in this movie. It is an animated comedy film from Disney, so of course it's not going to be necessarily entirely realistic in how they portray something that is, you know, somewhat related to real life events. But, you know, it's more real than most movies are in some scenes, in some moments. And then in others, less real, you know? So, I don't know. That mix was all right for me because I just enjoyed the fact that they were speaking to somebody like me. I was their audience, and I also enjoyed the fact that they kind of poked fun at themselves in a lot of ways. So, yeah, very cool. I don't mind having paid essentially $10. I legitimately paid $25 for it, but then when you consider that 5 of those 7 movies were $1 each, it's like when you do the math out, it's 10, 11 bucks a piece. So, meh, whatever. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with all these new pickups. I'm glad to have them all in my collection again. Or not again, but now, finally, they're mine. So yeah, that'll do it for me today. Thanks for watching, you guys. Catch you later. Peace.